New York Times report shows that most nursing homes overstated staffing for years. New Jersey CNA to resident ratio bill pushed back to the fall for debate. A judge writes that a facility failed to take CNA's claims of assault by dementia residents seriously, and caffeine has been tied to better cognitive function in elderly diabetes patients. This and more next.
You're watching LTC News with Dane Henning.
Welcome to CNA TV Long-Term Care News. I'm Dane Henning. Today is Wednesday, July 11th, 2018. Most nursing homes had fewer nurses and caretaking staff than they had reported to the government for years, according to new federal data bolstering the long-held suspicions of many families that staffing levels were often inadequate. The records for the first time revealed frequent and significant fluctuations in day-to-day staffing, with particularly large shortfalls on weekends. On the worst staffed days at an average facility, on-duty personnel cared for nearly twice as many residents as they did when the staffing roster was the fullest. The data analyzed by Kaiser Health News come from daily payroll records Medicare only recently began gathering and publishing from more than 14,000 nursing homes as required by the Affordable Care Act of 2010. Medicare previously had been rating each facility's staffing levels based on the home's own unverified reports, making it possible to game the system. Of more than 14,000 nursing homes submitted payroll records, 7 in 10 had lower staffing using the method, with a 12% average decrease. And as numerous studies have found, homes with lower staffing tended to have more health code violations, another critical measure of quality. The New York Times has an interactive map on their website where you can search a specific nursing home and see its rate using Medicare's assessment of overall staffing. A New Jersey bill that would have established a certified nursing assistant to resident ratio at nursing homes has been pushed to the fall for further debate. But operators in the state and beyond remain concerned about the precedent. The bill, supported by frontline staffing unions, would have required an additional 2,500 openings in addition to the 1,800 positions already unfilled. That would leave providers scrambling to fill 4,300 open slots. Current data has led to estimates that the bill would result in $95 million in additional expenses for the nursing home industry. The bill passed the state Senate last week, with one sponsor noting how New Jersey has an F rating from Families for Better Care, a watchdog group run by former Florida Ombudsman Brian Lee. We'll be back right after this break.
When you have satisfied and content CNAs, the care is better and you're going to have less nursing assistant turnover.
So many times I think they're just, in the trenches and nobody hears, nobody cares about them, and it's not true. It's simply not true. And this organization helps them gain that voice and helps them be heard.
We're awesome, and I'm going to hold my head high, and I'm going to ride this magic carpet, and I'm going to change the world. That's what NACA did for me.
For more information, visit us online at nacacna.org or call 417-623-6049.
A certified nursing assistant who was allegedly repeatedly assaulted by a resident with dementia can sue her former employer over a hostile work environment, a court of appeals ruled last week. Kimberly Gardner worked for CLC of Pascagoula's LLC facility, Plaza Community Living Center in Mississippi, for 3 years, and she had experience with patients who were physically or sexually aggressive. But one resident's behavior, quote, rose to a new level, according to the ruling from the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit. The resident, called J.S., had physically assaulted his bedridden roommate and would grab intimate areas of female employees and ask for explicit sexual acts on a regular basis. Gardner said she and other CLC employees documented J.S.'s behavior by routinely recording it on his chart and registering complaints with supervisors, court documents state. However, the administrator allegedly told Gardner to, quote, put her big girl panties on and get back to work. Ultimately, Gardner was fired following an incident where J.S. punched her and she refused to care for him anymore, although details of the firing are in dispute. But in this decision, Judge Greg J. Costa castigated the senior living supervisors for mocking Gardner when she raised concerns. Higher caffeine intake was associated with better function in overall cognition, working memory, executive functioning, and categorization in a study of elderly patients with diabetes. The connection between caffeine and cognitive performance had not been previously tested in elderly people with type 2 diabetes, researchers at the Department of Psychiatry, Icahn School of Medicine at Mount Sinai, and at various Israel universities said. Through studying the brains of participants in the Israel Diabetes and Cognitive Decline study, they were able to find the beneficial role of caffeine. Previous animal studies had found coffee consumption decreased blood glucose levels. Results were published in the Journals of Gerontology Series A on July 6th. This has been your long-term care news update. Everyone have a wonderful week, and I'll see you on Wednesday.